Once, the Pyromancer Ash Blast Overheat build was the best build in the game, able to wipe whole rooms in one go, and then it was nerfed into oblivion. So I set out on a mission to create the new AoE Meta with a Technomancer of all classes. Would this be mission impossible? Well, Stargrave in 5 minutes 20 seconds on my first run, only 40 seconds outside the current world record speedrun, is not bad, and with a build that carries more survivability for us mere mortals. Let's get into it. In order to deliver AoE damage as the Technomancer, I'm running Cold Snap and Fixing Wave coupled with the pack skill node Lethal Devices, which converts both of these into a great way to apply Toxic to a large number of enemies. I've then coupled them with the Flame Leper armor, which is an anomaly based gear set that converts Toxic into the very hard hitting Blight Fire on the third application. The Flame Leper gear set also comes with great attributes, a combination of anomaly power, status power, skill life leech and cooldown reduction. Anomaly power and status power both improve the effectiveness of Toxic and Blight Fire, as does skill life leech when coupled with the pack skill node Override. Fixing Wave also provides direct AoE damage through Bad Medicine, which is buffed by Party Starter, making it a very effective way of clearing enemies quickly. The Flame Leper armor comes with mods that push you towards using blighted rounds with alchemical mastery. This can be supplemented with To the Bone to increase the anomaly damage bonus you get, and Quartermaster, the Technomancer's Viagra, that helps you keep it up all the time. But this build is not a gun build, and so I've gone in a different direction with Cryo Turret and the mod Twins. I like the turrets because they deliver top-notch healing and crowd control, and I found my survivability to be better when using them. Because they also apply Toxic as well as Freeze, and there are two of them, they pack a better punch than the Blighted Turret. For my class tray, I'm picking up buffs to Anomaly Power and Resistance Piercing, which with the mod Unstoppable Force buffs my anomaly power. Given that toxic damage scales off anomaly power, this is the best way to increase your damage output. I did play around with picking up buffs to toxic damage, but didn't find any real noticeable difference by doing so. Exposing Toxin, which applies Vulnerable, Wipeout, and Fracture all buff my damage output. For survivability, I'm picking up buffs to max health, resistance and skill life leech, which further buffs my anomaly power through Override. Some great double dipping. Finally, picking up 2 Gadgeteers provides a great 30% cooldown reduction to all of the skills I'm using. Another great reason to use Cryo Turrets over Blighted. For my pack skill tree, Lethal Devices and Override are the critical nodes for this build. Initial Striker, Painkiller and the Undying are all very nice to pick up as well. As mentioned, I'm using the Flame Leper gear set, the chest, legs and feet, which came with great mods on them. The mods can be broken down into 5 buckets. Anomaly Echo and Unstoppable Force provide buffs to my anomaly power and toxic damage, along with Toxic Piercer. Again, nice double dipping on resistance piercing. Twins, Party Starter and Long Winter improve the utility of my skills incredibly well. Long Winter in particular gives Cold Snap that Ash Blast feel. Virulent Compound, Captain Hunter, Freezing Boost, Shatter and Euthanizer all provide great debuffs on enemies. Thunder's Legacy, Icicle Storm and Bad Medicine increase my damage output. Thunder's Legacy is a favourite of mine that I really like, and if you're enjoying this video, hit that like button. Finally, Damage Absorber adds some much needed survivability, along with the max health I'm getting for my gloves and my boots. If you aren't having any trouble with survivability, swap these out for armour with anomaly power on it to buff your damage output. There are other mods that you could use. Ice Baby has the potential to add more AoE damage. Power Assimilation is always a good buff to anomaly power. There are also plenty of mods that buff your damage output like Painful Chill, Hail Shot, Improved Coolant and Radical Therapy. My main weapon is an Emerald Chaos, which came with Noxious Spawns and Dimensional Rockets. I have added Fortress for its balanced buffs to survivability and damage. Mage's Rage is also a good alternative, particularly for the Arbiters, where hitting critical shots is much easier. You could also go with Deathronome or even all 3 for some really big damage buffs. For my secondary weapon, I am running an Epic Assault Rifle, which came with Noxious Spawns, Death Chains and Violent Rupture. This is a nice weapon to fire one shot with to deal some great burst damage. With my Ascension Points, I'm focusing on Anomaly Power, Status Power, Resistance Piercing, Skill Life Leech and Anomaly Damage. After that, damage to elites and endurance nodes work well. This build excels at expeditions and trial zones with large number of enemies. I've set it up so you can also solo the Arbiters in under 2 minutes, which is nice and steady. If you are looking for a build that can melt the Arbiters before they leave their melee phase, check out this video here.